Hi, my name is Sam Biddle and I thought I would teach you today something absolutely simple, brilliant and perfect for the salon. We're going to use the pigments and the nail art pen to create this gorgeous blossom design. So when we do this, we're going to put the pigments down first. Make sure that you know where you're going to put the branches of the trees, and so that we have an idea of placement before we even start. So let's get cracking and get this design underway. I'm going to do this over 3 tips. Obviously, if you're in the salon, you'll be doing it on your client. So you want a base coat and apply gel polish over the client's nails. I'm using a white gel polish base as a base color because I think that the pigments always work well. We're going to do 2 coats of the white, so cure in between each coat for 30 seconds. And then we're going to look at the brushes while this coat is actually curing underneath the light. To do this design, you're going to need 4 different brushes. The larger brush and the more fluffy one is to remove any excess pigment that you might have. This is the most important one. You are going to use the purple brush, and this is going to apply the blue around the outside of those leaves. And then you've got this one. You want to get a really old detail brush and cut the bristles in half. This is going to give us a real stumpy end, and this is what's going to give us a quick effect applying the pigments and make it seem like you've got that blossom on the trees. Now for this design, I thought we would use the Pretty Pigment collection because it's got these beautiful colors, looks like blossom, and it's very spring-like. But remember, you can use any color you like and in any combination. So this is the Pretty collection, but this one here, the bikini, this is going to give us a little added depth, and that one is from the Brights collection. So with that stumpy brush that we prepared, that we cut up, I've used the lilac color first. What I'm doing is I'm just picking up some of the pigment. I'm taking away some excess on my paper towel. And you can see how the brush is actually at a right angle, and I'm just dabbing that in. I'm not brushing it in any way. I'm literally dabbing it into that gel. So what I don't want to do is I don't want to create a solid effect. I just want the tips of those bristles just to sit on the inhibition layer of the gel polish. Now we've sped this part of the film up because otherwise we'd be here for another 5 minutes watching me do the same thing. But you can see the different colors that I'm using, and I'm now starting to add the green in the background. Now this is all in the background of the design. The overall design is about layering. You're going to be learning how to use your eye to judge placement, because where we're looking here, I'm always in the back of my mind thinking this is where my branches are going to be. So now this is the purple brush. This is a nice soft brush. You can see here I'm being a little bit more gentle. I'm using the width of the brush and I'm picking up the blue and pressing that lightly into the surface of the gel polish. And you can see how it's coloring that gel polish. Technically, you only need 2 colors in gel, a black and a white. The rest you could do with pigments. So we're going to put this in. Now we don't want too much pigment on the surface of your gel, and if you find that it's caked or too thick, that's where you get that fluffy brush and you remove any excess. Otherwise you're going to get lifting with your top coat. So now for some added depth. And remember that small detail brush, the old one that we had? Well, this is it here. And I'm just picking up some of the bikini. Can you see how I'm very randomly placing it on the nail? And you can see how the color is a lot deeper and a lot denser. It's sort of a warmer shade to the romantic rose color. And this is actually going to give us that depth and definition. It's going to be that layered effect with the paints and the pigments that's really going to make this now very special. Now so far we haven't taken long to do this at all, so you can imagine in the salon it's going to be really quick. So here's one of my secrets: apply base coat. If you put a base coat over the top of your pigments, you're going to protect it. And the reason why we're using base coat and not top coat is that what I can do is wipe away that sticky layer and apply my paint and my nail art pen over the top of it. But if I was going to do that with a top coat, I would then need to buff it, which is going to take more time. So just taking away that sticky layer means that I can still apply a top coat after I've finished applying the artwork. So here we are now, just wiping away, dry wiping that sticky layer so that it's a nice smooth surface. Now this is a paint that I've mixed up myself. I've used a brown. I want to use a brown and we don't have one in our collection. You can actually purchase the empty little pots and you can make up your brown. So the nail art pen, if you want some more instructions, we've got a host of different films on the website that you can actually see how to use it, how to water down your paint, and how to actually put that nib together. Right now, I'm actually following the direction of where I place the pigment. So you can see I'm quite randomly applying lines which are meant to be the branches, and they're sitting on top of the colour. Don't panic. This is not the finished look. So remember we talked about layering. Well, all this is going to sit behind it. But you do need this, these lines, the brown on here, because this is going to tell the viewer, okay, this is a tree, this is Blossom. So remember that brush that we prepared and we cut off the end? We're going to use it again. This time I want you to really embed the paint in it, really sort of get it saturated with paint, and then on your finger take away any excess paint. Now if you're worried about having contact onto your skin with paint, then please do so on the paper towel, but I do find that I have more control with my eye seeing where and how much paint's left on my brush. Now the reason why we remove the excess is because I want this to be semi-transparent. I just want the bristles to make the patterns on the surface of the nail. We're going over the branches, and these tiny little white dots and lines are going to seem like Blossom. So we're going to do another layer, and then we're going to go in and we're going to apply our pink. And this is the pink from the pastel collection that we have. It's a beautiful pink, and you're just going to dab it in. You can see already how that layered effect really works. I have to make a correction. It's not from the pastel collection. I am only human. This one is actually from the Accents collection. It's one of our new colours, so apologies there. So we're just going to carry on dabbing, and you can see how that layered effect, it brings out the pigment from behind. Once we apply the top coat on this, oh goodness me, it's going to look fantastic. So right now this layered effect is really going to let you see how to apply those colours and not be afraid to add more colours over the top, but it has to be light and delicate. So here we're doing the green. This is the final touches. I love this green. It's my favourite colour in the whole paint collection. So I'm adding these final touches around the outside of the leaves and branches, and then we're nearly done. So you can see already how it's a very loose, quick application that we're applying. Don't spend too much time thinking about it, because otherwise you're going to get caught up. Finally, all that's left to do is apply top coat. Now, one of the things that people do when they apply top coat is they don't apply it thick enough. The top coat is meant to be there to protect the surface of your nail, the colour, the art, whatever you put on. If you're going to apply thinly, you apply your base thin and the colours thin, but your top coat just needs to add that little extra protection for the colours. So please don't be stingy when you apply this top coat. And for the final nail, we're done. You can see already how the application just changes the way the whole nail looks. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Come back again next month, because we have another wonderful tutorial using the medium. And if you have any questions, you know where to find us.